In this video, I will talk about the use of resources when working with virtual computers. So remember that the important part here is that you have a hardware in your machine. This is the current physical hardware you have. And you have here a CPU, some memory. You will have some hard drive space. And this is the hardware that your machine will use for performing all that operations. So when you are installing your in the normal, when your computer is working normally, the host operating system, your operating system, make use of part of this CPU, part of this memory, and of course you will have some hard drive space used by your operating system and the programs you have installed here and whatever. So on top of that, you need to run the hypervisor. When you install the hypervisor, you will need some more hard drive space here, and when it's running, you will have some additional memory used by the hypervisor and some CPU used by the hypervisor. And when you run a virtual computer, the resources of this virtual computer, remember this is a computer, it will have a CPU, it will have some memory, and it will have some hard drives. The resources of this virtual computer will be assigned from your real hardware. So if your virtual computer uses some CPU power, it will be taken from here, from your real CPU. If it needs memory, it will take in from here, from your real memory, and the same for the hard drive. And if you start another virtual computer, then it will have its CPU, its memory, its hard drive, and it will also come from here, from your real hardware. So if you open lots of virtual computer, you will be your real hardware will be won't be enough for running all that computers. So you must take this in account. The virtual computers are using your real hardware, and you must you have a limit in your hardware, and you can't open lots of virtual computers because the computer will halt and won't work properly. Some of these resources will be used only when the machine is running. So for example, if you create a virtual machine and you start the virtual machine, then you will have a CPU, a memory, and a hard drive. The CPU and the memory will be used only when the virtual computer is running. But the hard drive space, the hard drive, remember that a hard drive will keep its information despite you shut down the computer. So when you stop the computer, the CPU and the memory, remember that it's from here, from your hardware, won't be used anymore, but the hard drive will still be in your hard drive. So for example, if you create a 100 gigabytes hard drive in your hardware, when you stop the virtual computer, you still will have 100 gigabyte here hard drive ready for the next time you start this virtual computer. So some of the resources, the CPU, the memory, the graphic powers, for example, is another resource your virtual computer uses. They will be used only when they are running, but the hard drive space will be used when the virtual computer is stopped too. So for example, if you create, we're working only with one hypervisor, but imagine that you have 8 gigabytes memory, and you create 2 gigabytes memory here, a virtual computer, another one. You can have four computers using 2 gigabytes memory, but they won't use that memory unless you turn it on. So if you start this computer, you will only have 6 gigabytes free. If you start this computer, 4 gigabytes. If you start this computer, 2 gigabytes. And if you start this computer, you won't have any memory left for your computer, so it will probably alt or will use a lot of virtual memory, and you won't be able to work properly with that. But you can have the 4 virtual machines created and start one, stop it, start one, stop it, and you will be only using 2 gigabytes each time, so you will be able to work properly with your computer. So this is how the resource consumption work when we're working with virtual computer. CPU and memory will be used only when the virtual machine is on, but the hard drive will be used until you destroy the virtual computer.